podcast. Thank you for being here. We do sincerely appreciate y'all coming at you on a Tuesday. Just wanted to recap this weekend's game. Got JB with us. JB, what's up, buddy?
What's good? What's good? Not Move Podcast. What's going on? Not Move Nation.
So, we wanted to come at you guys and actually give you a complete breakdown, or at least a decent enough breakdown of this game. Kansas City Chiefs fell short 22-19 to the Denver Broncos over the weekend. It was a game filled with mixed emotions as far as how I feel, how JB's feeling, and kind of just want to lightly press on it and just kind of get this one out of the rear view mirror and just keep moving forward. So, first initial reaction, JB.
Well, obviously, pissed off, upset, disappointed, not happy with, um, performances. Definitely the special teams. I think some of it falls back on coaching. I don't know. To me, when I look on the sidelines and I see these guys on the sidelines, I don't see the same type of I don't know, same it's not the same regime, it feels like. The same type
Mm,
of, feeling that was on the sideline with Mahomes, rooting people up and, hey, this and that going. You're not seeing that on the sideline this year. And I think I think that's a big issue. I think there's bigger issues than what I think are being released. I mean, we've seen how well and the issue that they had with the left tackle and how well they kept that under wraps. So
and I mean, overall, I tend to agree with you. A lot of issues
right.
I'm seeing right here, but as far as one thing with the left tackle situation, Josh Simmons came back. Yeah, I think he had two penalties on Sunday, but honestly, for the most part, seemed like he was fine. The biggest issue I saw on the offensive line was Kingsley Asuamataia went out, and you had Mike Caliendo come in, and I'm sorry, the drop off from Kingsley Asuamataia to Mike Caliendo
Yeah,
is
huge.
drastic enough to where it turns into Caliendo's more of a liability than Jawan Taylor, who also had his own issues during this game. Um, as far as the coaching is concerned, I mean, it's still this. I tend to disagree a little bit. I still see it as the same regime because they've maintained the status quo for the last 3 years because it's what got them to, or 4 years because it's what got them to the Super Bowl the first 3 years. They wanted to keep this band together intact. The problem is, I don't think as far as depth pieces, yes, you have turnover, but I don't think there was a lot of what's urgency as far as, hey, we have this guy,
Hmm.
he's kind of getting older, let's completely change up the way we do things here. Because for instance, like I said, with running back, you have
Hmm.
Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt. Yes, Isaiah Pacheco is out, but Kareem Hunt is essentially the same guy, just a little older. You have the only anomaly on the running back room is Brashard Smith, but I mean, hell, even Elijah Mitchell had more looks than Brashard Smith, and Elijah Mitchell hasn't played meaningful football since last year.
Right.
So it's one of those, they're trying with the running backs, and that's my main focus as far as what I saw this week. They abandoned the running game, and it's not. And I'm gonna pull a dad moment here. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. That's where
Right.
I'm at right now. Is
Yep.
Kareem Hunt was averaging 4.5 yards a carry in that game in the first quarter, and you completely abandon it. That's complimentary football. If you can sit there and actually have a running game that's averaging 4.5 yards a carry, just to say first and second down, that's 9 yards right there, and you have to do minimal high
Yep.
percentage throws just to get yourself to
Yep.
keep the clock moving. At the end of the
Yep.
game, when Mahomes took the ball with 4 minutes left to go, all they needed to do was run clock, and they throw the ball on a 3rd and 2 with a running
Yep.
back behind you that averaged 4.5 yards carry. I have a huge problem with that. I'm sorry. I
Yep. I
understand. Like
agree.
I've talked to a few of our friends, and they're like, "Yeah, I get why they passed the ball." I said, "I get it, but I'm telling you to run clock If they'd have converted
Yep.
that shaves another minute and a half off the game. That's a minute and a half left. Let's just say if they were to get stopped after that first down, that's a minute and a half left. Bo Nix cannot make a comeback that quick. I'm sorry, he can't.
Absolutely. No, I
So
agree. I agree. Like I said, that team, I've been saying it. I was saying it when they went into the Dallas game, that if they had, you know, to face a higher power offense like that with a good defense, that they wouldn't be able to make it or come back like that. And Chiefs could have put, pedal to the metal, foot on the jugular. I think that they could have really done something. And especially, man, dude, like you said, man, you've been harping on it all year. Special teams and Harrison Butker, man. They
yes,
are unaliving us. I agree. And I believe that Harrison Butker will be out of Kansas City by the end of the or by next year. You know what I
I
mean? By
I
when
can
we start the
honestly
next season, we will have a new kicker.
I think they'll do essentially the same treatment that they gave Cairo Santos, where yes, he did fall to injury. However, before he fell to injury, they were already looking for a new kicker. So I think it's going to be
Right.
more of that treatment for Butker, because, like I said at the beginning of the season, when we were laying out our expectations, this is going to be an interesting year because you have so many players who've been with this team since 2017 alone. You have, I think, 12 guys who is that core foundation. You have Winchester, Kelsey, Mahomes, Butker, and then I
Yep.
think a few more guys that I can remember off the top of my head. You can even almost count Kareem Hunt because he did technically come back. But you know what I mean, as far as when it comes to depth pieces and that foundation that this team has had for a while. And now, outside of Mahomes, who's getting older himself, but the rest of
Hmm.
the gentlemen are at that phase where it's time to either move on or they're retiring.
Hmm.
So this is going to be a weird little bit because we can have some money potentially free up. We can also have some deals be signed. Like I said, I know the goal for the offseason right now is to have Trent McDuffie and Rashi Rice signed during the offseason. That
Right.
is the two
Rightfully
main
so.
goals that Brett Veach has on his whiteboard as far as goals he wants to do. My thing right now, regardless if let's just say Chris Jones was to retire,
Yep.
you need
Hopefully,
to.
jeez.
I'm not going to say hopefully because I'm sorry, the guy's won his three Super Bowls. I'm completely fine with it, but
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I think they need to retain Mike Dana. You can get him on the cheap.
Ah, man. I think. Yeah. Okay. Keep on. Get on the cheap. What?
Get him on the cheap, so that way he's that veteran piece, that foundation, because he needs to work up Gelati. Gelati's got
Hmm.
to take that next step. That's my thing right there. Um, as far as Mike Pennell, yes. Chris Jones, I'm not going to be mad if he stays. I'm not going to be mad if he goes, but he needs to resort to, if he stays, he needs to resort to that role of, I'm just going to be a third down guy. You know what I mean? Like, you know how
Yeah.
how the old edge rushers do, where like you had Von Miller, who's essentially a third down guy. Justin Houston did it for years, made a pretty good fair wage, being just a third down pass rusher, pinning his ears back and going after the quarterback. So
Yeah.
I
Very
think
true.
Chris Jones can still do it. But I will move forward on this outside of the running game being abandoned. The play calling in general, they were trying, honestly, there were a few windows where I saw they were taking what the game was giving to them. They were also, I felt that, and I heard this in the presser where Andy Reid admitted, yes, he called a little bit more RPOs than normal. Mahomes threw the ball 45 times on
Right.
Sunday.
Right. Yep.
That, I'm sorry, that's not keeping a defense guessing, especially when you have I know at least one solid three and out where they were all long balls and Mahomes overthrew him. I'm not sure if it was Mahomes who was at fault, if it was the wide receivers, but overall the play calling, especially on that drive, was atrocious. You cannot
Horrible.
afford and this is one thing moving forward, especially when we go play Denver again on Christmas, you cannot afford to play that type of hero ball. You have to keep that team honest. If you keep Denver honest, you can beat them because we were able to move the ball relatively well when we got some momentum going.
Mm-hmm.
I just say it like this. If they play methodical football and clock management football, they're gonna wear that Denver defense out because what was it that one drive they had that was like 14 plays and a touchdown with
Yep.
Kelsey, I think it was. I'm sorry,
Yep.
that drive alone right there, they got wore out and they completely missed Kelsey. That's why he scored that touchdown. If you can play football like that and play complementary football, that's the big thing. Complementary football. Keep them guessing. Equalize your runs just as much as your passes. Also, if you have to, take what's given you, but at the same time when the play calling comes, do dedicated runs, do dedicated passes. Sometimes RPOs are not the way to go as far as calling an offense.
Yeah, well, I heard a lot of it. A lot of the RPOs was is that I mean, the other thing is this: even if you call RPOs, I mean, obviously Patty's making the later check down and deciding to
Yeah.
go pass instead of run. Um, so that and that part, I think that has to be put on him because he's obviously not making the correct decision.
Yes,
Right.
but that's the
So
thing though is Reed tries to compliment Patty by giving him the at the end of the day the
option
option to do it because he
to
knows he can trust Patty. I trust Patty. I'm not saying I don't because what he
right.
sees is probably different what Reed sees, but at the same time, regardless of what he's seeing on the field, even if it's just a 3 yard run, when he feels he could have checked out and gone, he overthrew guys enough to where it didn't matter to where you needed to, Andy Reid needs to step up and say, okay, cool. We've let you guys do it the way you want to do it, especially to Patty. I've given you an RPO. It hasn't worked. It's time to do it my way.
Yeah,
Just call more dedicated runs and don't give them an option to audible. See how those plays develop because I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to say it's going to work every time. I'm not going to say that because your guess is as good as mine if it will. But at least if you show, I think that's how I've looked at Patrick to be one of those learners. If you can show Patrick how things develop and how things work, he's going to understand Andy Reid's thought process just a little more.
right.
So I know I'm kind of going off on a bit of a rant more than I thought I would, but I'm just
No, this is good.
I'm at the point of right now we're 5-5. Our backs are completely against the wall, in my opinion, as far as if we want to make the playoffs. It went down from a 28% chance to a 11% chance to win this division. We would need an absolute diabolical collapse. Right now, we have a 50% chance at making the playoffs. I don't like having our
Mm,
team's destiny put into other teams' hands.
Nope, nope,
So
nope. Me either.
I said
And I
this.
dropped 30% off of one loss. And it wasn't just one loss. That's one loss and everybody else winning on top of that.
Yeah,
That's not just inside of the division, that's also on the outside.
yeah. The only
Other
thing that
teams.
remotely even saved us was the Chargers got blown out, which
Yeah.
makes
I
that
mean,
which makes that game at Arrowhead in December all that much more important at this point.
absolutely. Absolutely.
So if we can split with the Chargers, and I think we would own the tiebreaker over the Chargers even if we split with them because oh gosh, what was it? There was something I saw, but regardless, we'll go down that road when we get if we get there. Um, I don't think it's Reed outside of the play calling, of course. I don't think it's Spags. I don't think it's Dave Tobe. I I think our core three, as far as coaching staff is concerned, is fine. But like you said, there's something missing, and I don't know what it is. If it's just the age in players and how they held on to these guys, or where's the
I
spark?
think it's
Who?
exhaustion. I think it's
Well,
just exhaustion when it
it
comes down
doesn't, and
to.
that wouldn't surprise me either. I said this the other day. No team's played more football than ours in the last 7 years.
Yeah, and
We've
you
made,
know, and I mean, sometimes, I mean, I was thinking about this earlier. Okay, sometimes you get one out of stuff, right? Like
mhm.
maybe these, I mean, as scary as it might sound, somebody is making $500 million, um, get, you know what I'm saying? Just get kind of bored of, like again another year. I mean, they just got totally annihilated. You know what I mean?
I don't
Totally
think this
annihilated.
game was not, to me, it
And
wasn't an annihilation. It
not
was,
this one, not this one. I'm talking about no, not this one. I wasn't done.
oh,
I was talking about with the Super Bowl.
uh,
They got totally annihilated with the Super Bowl coming into the year.
mhm.
The looming of Rasheed Rice. Then they lose Worthy. They get nothing has really been like this season since the Super Bowl has just been off.
I want to know I want to know what year actually went. Okay, what Super Bowl year, in your opinion, between 19, 22, 23? I want to know which of those three seasons went well, where we had the least amount of parity. Because, yeah, in 19, Mahomes's, or yeah, 18, 19 season, or excuse me, 1920, when we beat the 49ers, you had Mahomes's kneecap pop out of place. Cool. He was out for a couple weeks. The year he went for 5,200 yards, I think you had, what was it? That was Rice's rookie year, and he didn't even get going. It looked like the first 8 weeks they were just stagnant, but he still ended up throwing for 5,200 yards and an MVP. And then Kelsey was doing his thing. The next year they go 11-6, and had to go, and it's outside of winning the division and having to host Miami. They still had to go on the road in the playoffs and face a lot of adversity between Buffalo and Baltimore. Out of those 3 years we won the Super Bowl, which one was the least amount of parity?
Mm.
That actually, because that's the same. It just seems like every year, I know every team is going to face adversity. That if you don't have adversity, there's a problem. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So if you don't have adversity, sorry, I got to plug my phone in. Um, if you don't have, or if you don't have adversity, I would like to meet a team. I would like to meet that team, because I, I see it every year, and it's weird how this team responds. Some years it's been better than others, and this year I can tend to agree with your statement. I just think this team is tired, and
Yeah.
for the average casual football fan, I realize that's no excuse. But since
Right.
2018,
Right.
no team has played more football than the Kansas City Chiefs.
Facts. We had the championships to prove it.
Yes, we have the AFC title game appearances. I've always said this, and it's everybody thinks I'm weird for it. I'd rather collect Lamar Hunt trophies than Lombardis, because you can't even win a Lombardi without a Lamar. So
Yep.
I I, I said that to someone, and they looked at me like I was, like, kind of gave me the side eye. I'm like, if you don't know what I'm talking about, then I think you might have a question if you even know football. But
Oh yeah.
now, Jawan Taylor.
OSHA.
Walking OSHA violation. I will,
Yes.
honestly, I'm going to be happy when this man is let go. They're not going to retain him. They are completely done with him. I, I can't, I can't anymore. Like, this man's literally going to give me gray hair, and I'm 34.
Oh, he's already get. Please. I have gray hair. I've had gray hair for a while. I'm
I'm probably,
34.
honestly, as soon as and for those of you that are watching the videos, yes, I shaved for Halloween, so the beard's kind of growing back now. I guarantee you, once it grows back to the way it was, there's probably gonna be gray hair in there because of Jawan Taylor. But
Yeah.
I just, I'm ready for the amount of money they paid him, in which I believe he can do it, because he doesn't need to be perfect. He just needs to give him a few extra steps. what's going to happen is Jawan Taylor's going to walk. They're going to let him go, not because it's a contract year. They're not going to resign him. If they resign him, I'm going to lose my shit. But they're going to let him go, and they're going to let Jalen Moore take over as right tackle. He's a
Probably,
good
yeah, I can
he's
see
a
that.
good he's a good swing tackle, and quite honestly, he can take care of the right side. I guarantee you, if you were to put him in right now, he would not have near enough penalties or mistakes made that Jawan Taylor has given me in the last 3 seasons. That's the most
I
penalized
believe
man
it.
on an
I believe
offensive
it.
line in football in the last three
Yep.
seasons.
Back on the team as well. I mean, dude, he's been the most penalized, I think, this year as well. It's ridiculous. You would have thought that something would change, but I mean, like I said, they're kind of tied in and married to him because of that contract.
And there
So I
was no,
think,
I mean, when he first came in, that when they gave him that contract, it I didn't hate it, but at the same time, it essentially locked that place up. But the problem is after his first year he was good. Second year is when the stuff really started coming through, and you just
yep,
it just became horrendous. It just became
absolutely.
absolutely horrendous to where it is so I it is so hard to watch. And also for those of you that aren't able to always watch Chiefs games, if you have the Odyssey app and you go download that, you can listen to Chiefs games on the Odyssey app. And I sometimes have to do that, especially with wife, and kids and everything else, so I can listen to Mitch Holtis. Even Mitch Holtis is calling out Jawan Taylor. So is the rest of the crew that they have on there. They have Daden Hughes who calls it with him, and their sideline guy Josh Clayler. They've all called him out.
Yep, I believe it. I believe it.
So um, now, is there now since I got to point out Jawan Taylor and go on a 5 minute semi rant about it? Who is someone you want to, I guess, spotlight, good or bad? We might have to have some good in this episode because it's really bad right now.
Mm, the good, I guess Travis Kelsey stepping up in the game.
Hey, and shout out to Travis
Um,
Kelsey for getting that 84th touchdown, surpassing Priest Holmes' touchdown record. Now has the most touchdowns receptions as a Kansas City Chief.
absolutely. But yeah, I think that was really the highlight, at least my highlight of the game. Um, oh man, there's too much negative in it. Really, I don't really see whole lot of positive
Yeah.
that came out of this. Um, other than we know more about them and ourselves, and we got to learn from it. Other than that, mm,
So, hold on, give me a second here. So, since the 2024 season, it says Jawan Taylor's in 2023 and 2024 and 2025. Jawan Taylor's been penalized 74 times.
seems right.
That's right. Yeah.
Seems about right.
So let's see. Check this out. 2022, six total penalties. Then 2023, 17, 2024, 14. And then the remaining, yeah, Jesus, I can't.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
I'm, yeah. But okay, well, we're gonna end this one on a rather high note. Like I said, congratulations to Travis Kelsey for becoming the Chiefs' all-time leading touchdown receptions, I guess pass catcher, receiver, however you want to call it. Um, and just career touchdown holder for this franchise. Yeah, he's definitely earned his place, in my opinion, not only in Canton but also in the Ring of Honor for the Kansas City Chiefs. Um, I did see some. The other good things I saw is honestly, I saw a fight, regardless if it looked like it was bad and stagnant and the play calling was bad. I still saw a fight out of this team. I still saw them at least trying. The problem is just it's the little things. Like we said, something is missing right now. I hope there's always been someone in a franchise, especially a championship winning franchise, that comes in and basically lights a fire under everyone's ass and gets a team ready to go. Because I'm telling you, it starts now. We have 3 games in 18 days, between including Denver, Indianapolis this weekend, and then we go, and then in 7, 8, 9 days we have Dallas on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we've been saying this for 3 weeks. So that's 6 weeks. That's a third of the season. And it's
Yeah,
time to get it ready and go. So I mean, it's been time.
yeah. I think if after the Dallas game, we may need to reevaluate of where we're going and what we're trying to do here. If it's going for the draft or going for a playoff spot, I'm not going to be mad if they won't throw up a white flag, but also at the same time, it's just going to suck.
Well, then at that point in time, you're stuck in limbo. You're right in the middle of the
Yeah,
draft, right? I mean,
yeah.
realistically, you kind of got to make that choice a little bit sooner, I think. But to be fair, there's not a reason to
There,
choose to throw in the white flag yet, because I mean, who you have a quarterback, a coach, you know,
yeah,
um,
yeah.
they
No,
are on the little
you have
bit
a
older side,
quarterback and
but
a
they are
coach
still
who
really
are
young.
yeah, you have a quarterback and a coach who are probably two of the biggest competitors I've ever seen as far as head coach and a quarterback combo outside of Belichick and Brady. I I think it can be done. I know it looks doom and gloom right now, but I do think a turnaround can happen. We've seen it. I think it was there was I think it was 19 or 18 or 19. We lost 3 games in a row, and it looked pretty bad, like we were down and out. So I think we just need a little bit
Yep.
of luck on our side.
Yeah, hopefully that's just it, because we've lost a little bit more than just, you know, like 18 and 19. Now 18 and 19 just went, so hopefully, hopefully you're right.
Yeah. Well, I think that just about does it for us here tonight on this Chiefs recap for the Broncos and Chiefs game. We're going to come at you later this week
Absolutely.
and preview the Indianapolis Colts game at noon on CBS at
Maybe
Arrowhead.
we bring Stino up on here or something
Hey,
for
you know
some
what?
Colts
We
film.
yeah, we need to get ourselves a Colts fan as far as something with someone who can break down the Colts. We're gonna try our best to get someone on here who's a resident Colts fan and try and keep the guests coming. I hope you guys enjoyed Southgate as much as we did because honestly, Southgate sure knows his ball. I think honestly we could get him to break down the Colts, and I think he'd actually do a pretty good job.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but hey, ladies and gentlemen, and the Not Move Podcast Nation, thank you for being here. We truly do appreciate you. Go to our website at notmove-shop.fourthwall.com for all of our social medias, our merch. Go on below our support us area. There's going to be an area we're still doing our jersey giveaway. Please, please, please go
No,
enter.
it's not a giveaway. Not a giveaway. Not a giveaway.
Or excuse
It
me, jersey
is
raffle. I'm
a
sorry, jersey
raffle. Yes,
raffle.
yes, yes, yes.
Yes,
You
raffle.
guys can enter in for a opportunity to win if your name drawn. That is, you can buy up to 4 slots per wheel. If you buy more than 4 slots at a time, you will go on to the next wheel. We have to have 10 entries per wheel to make a spin. So if we get 10 entries or 20 entries, we'll spin 2 wheels that weekend, right? We get 30, we'll do 3 wheels that weekend. We also are going to be doing a Christmas one. I'm going to announce on Thanksgiving day. We are gonna open it up on Thanksgiving week, probably Black Friday ish, maybe a little bit before then. I'll announce it, but we will be doing a big jersey giveaway. Or not giveaway, but raffle. Sorry, probably a couple of them to be honest with you. Kind of get something going for the holidays for everybody. Um, as well, we got W.GG is energy drink, one of the best energy drinks out there. Big shout out to the sponsorship. You guys go shoot it, go check it out. W.GG. Use promo code not moved to receive 10% off your guys' order. As well as when, like Chief said, if you go to our website at not moved slash or dash shop.fourthwall.com, if you use promo code Chief316 or not moved, you can receive 10% off your order in the entire store. If you are also on that what do you call it? That Twitch side and you go subscribe to the Twitch, you get a 5% off on top of that. So you can stack that deal and get you a 15% off on our store. Pretty good deal. You know.
Yeah, all of our content that we have is listed on our website, guys. If we're always here. If you guys want some feedback, please follow us on the socials where all of our inboxes are open. If there's something you want to see us cover, we're open to it. If we can, if I guarantee you there's someone in the podcast willing to cover it. I'm working on stuff with JB. Honestly, not going to cover it a lot, but we're at least going to break down the Olympics and the medal counts and kind of just go at it that way. Because I do think the Olympics is something that a lot of people want to see at least every 4 years, between winter and summer. So we're going to check that out too. JB,
Yeah,
always a pleasure, my friend.
yeah, absolutely. We got a bunch of shows scheduled. You guys can head over to our Twitch. If you guys go to our Twitch, you guys go click on schedule, and you guys can look like a little TV guide our daily schedule. We're still filling in. I mean, it shows it times, dates, how long we're on, what shows. Tap in with us, man. Check us out. I appreciate you all for being here. We had seen a total of 17 viewers at one time, and we've maintained 5 people through this whole conversation at the minimum. Right now, we're at our lowest. I appreciate you guys for being here, man. This is awesome. This is a Not Move podcast, Chief 316. I'm JB.
Always
I'm
stay
not
not
moved.
moved.
This non-casual podcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or reused without the authorized written consent of the Not Move Podcast Network. Thank you, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.